And that is the real question right there, and we see the Empire player is not taking right here. We can see that he is continuing his unit production with the support of his four refineries, and we can see the tank army, excuse me, a bit of glitch there. Tank army from the Soviet players completely out of position to deal with this push from the Empire player right here. The Empire player just comfortably sitting inside the Soviet players' main base, shooting away at the structures and regrouping here, while the Soviet army is trying to make their way in back into their main base right there. And we can see another large engagement of the main army of the two players right here. We see the tsunami tank shooting away at the heavy hammer tank right there, and very nice use of secret protocol from the Soviet player, dropping debris from space, taking out one of the chopper VXs there. Air to surface fire support at this point is very vital for the Empire player, since his infantry is very slow, so they haven't made their way into the Soviet players' main base yet, and now they are here. They will be able to shoot down structures very quickly, especially those tank busters, and the lasers are so potent against structures and vehicles. It's not even funny, and we are seeing a major engagement here. This perhaps will be the game turning point for the Empire player at Eminence here. We can see the entire army of the Soviet player is decimated, and although both of the two players are on four refineries, I would say the army count of the Empire player is significantly larger, since his opponent's unit production structure, well, namely the barracks, was taken down, so he will be able to produce a lot of infantry. His infantry count will be much higher than his opponent, so that would prove to be a problem for the Soviet player to deal with if he doesn't have enough bear count, or indeed his bear is dying too quickly to the fires and not even able to give up an effective roar. And we are even seeing that the Soviet player Sakordai is not producing bears out of his barracks. I don't know what he's thinking. Perhaps he hasn't spotted the army at the center yet, not knowing it mainly consists of infantry in anticipation of tanks. And indeed that's exactly what is happening, and we can see one of the chopper VXs just sneaked into the third refinery of the Soviet player again and tried to take out the miner there, although I don't think that's going to happen, since the two bullfrogs are moving into the water to intercept. One Yuri there trying to do the job, but doing so unsuccessfully. Just bring down one of the bullfrog to the yellow and suicide himself on the other, which is quite a good idea, since you can reduce the count to a safe number for the chopper VXs to go away. But simultaneous harassment for the Soviet player as well, moving into the fourth refinery of the Empire player right there, planting a terror drone into the ore collector, just slowly make the miner dead, so the Empire players would have to put up another significant investment and a significant delay in his mining into this refinery here. And as long as this territory survives, it is not removed, the mining of the fourth refinery of the Empire player cannot resume. That is quite problematic, I would say. And now the Soviet player has remarked up a significant army, and by significant I mean tremendously large, and I would say the unit composition is much healthier than that of the Empire player, since the Empire player mainly, actually he only has tank busters, I think, and he has three tsunami tanks for crushing of bears and infantry and so forth, and I would say that the job of taking out those hammer tanks would be mainly relied on those infantry, namely tank busters right there. That is given that the bears will not be able to give up roars very effectively and stun and kill them all. It will all have to come down to micro here. We see only one bullfrog for anti-air supports. That is clearly not going to be enough, but now the Soviet army is slowly in retreat, just luring the two VXs in to loosen up some of their HPs, but one of them is general ranked, so its HP can regenerate very effectively, and now it's effectively 3 refinery on 4. The economical advantage is once again at the hand of the Soviet player right there, and he is even transitioning into airplay here, in just thinking that perhaps his opponent is thinking just anticipating his opponent to be continuing the production of tanks and not having an effective anti-air or indeed air-to-air combat unit in the air, and so that he would be able to shoot down those VXs with his MiG fighters and move into his opponent's base with some trim blade actions as well. And we see the two players being very careful here, just not want to commit, and I would say that's very wise, since the unit position for the Soviet player is quite... It's not exactly the best, I would say, simply because the bears are just so forward. They can be easily crushed by tanks and be shot down by the Tengus as well, and once those bears are dead, the tank busters will be able to go to work with their lasers, and indeed that's exactly what is happening. The bear was crushed before they can give out the roar, and now the Soviet army is completely out of position, and the war factory will be taken down by the tank busters right there. And nice use of the secondary ability of the tank busters right there. They are burrowed into the ground so that the bears cannot attack them very effectively, and now that the Tengus can go to and kill off all the bears so that they cannot give out any roars, and there's no barrack. In fact, the barracks is still there, but never mind, the barracks is too far to produce out bears quick enough to take out those tank busters. And well, just as I was saying that the Soviet player proved me wrong, just crushing, and I do mean literally crushing those infantries with his hammer tanks, and now his hammer tank is at a very, very high count indeed, and without any form of anti-air, the high count will be drastically reduced, I would say, especially with the Rage of the Shogun, secondary ability, what's the name? Secret Protocol for the Empire player right there, and we are going to see all the tank army of the Soviet player, in fact for both players, are decimated. So now it's going to be coming down to the micro of the infantry right there, although I would say that with the home ground advantage, the Soviet player would be able to hold it, since he does have this Tesla coil very smartly positioned in the middle of everything here, so that the infantry cannot attack any further into the heartland of the Soviet main base. And the fourth refinery of the Empire player is still not resumed, but he has erected up a fifth refinery, so now it's effectively 4-on-4 if the Empire player is able to take down this miner here, which I think he will be able to. One bullfrog is not going to be enough, and especially with the fact that he's going to be destroyed right here. And the miner is destroyed, and now the 4 VXs, one of which is general ranks, can go to work with their rockets if they are not shot down by the rockets from the MiG fighters as well. And now shooting down one of the general ranks VXs, the MiG fighter is going to be ranked to general as well. Is now going to be very, very, very potent with her, in fact it's a she, rocket, and tremendous range and splash damage as well. And with just one MiG fighters, the Soviet player thinks that the anti-air or air-to-air combat unit count is enough for him to put up some form of harassment of himself. He's going to be bringing out some trim blades and thinking about moving into the base of the Empire player, left and right, killing miners and destroying generators and so forth. And we are going to see Empire player, in response to the Air Force here, is now going to transition into Tier 3 units here, which indicates that we might be seeing some very, very, and I do mean very, late game Shogun action right there, since we do have a Imperial Dog sitting nice and cozy at the 4 o'clock of the map, and we do have another generator core moving out for the Empire player, just trying to power all the structures. You don't ever want to unpower yourself. That will slow the production of yourself very considerably, and we are seeing that the Empire player still holds control of the center area here. The building inexplicably is still on full health. I don't know why, but well, that happens. And we are seeing that the two armies are now to be now has been re-macro up, and now the unit composition for the Empire Player has changed to mainly max. We are seeing a rather large number of tanks and